Did you know that without the sun, you wouldn't be here right now? None of us would. That's right, we owe the existence of life itself as we know it to the power of our local star. The sun puts off an unimaginable amount of energy every second in all directions. Earth picks up a tiny slice. The crazy part is, if you stacked up how much solar energy hits our planet in a single hour, it's more than the entire world population uses in a whole year. In fact, it's more than the entire estimated world reserves of all fossil fuels combined. We could dig up and burn every last ounce of coal and gas, and it still wouldn't even come close to the power of the sun. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, we should use solar power. So how can we catch it and put it to good use? Enter the common solar panel. Every panel is made up of a bunch of smaller units called solar cells, typically made from a handy material called silicon. Each solar cell is built just right to catch sunlight and create electricity. Now, you don't need to be an engineer, so here's the simple explanation. Every solar cell is a sandwich. The layers in the sandwich have different amounts of electrons flying around. One has extra, and the other has some taken out. So, when strong enough sunlight strikes the cell, it starts shaking up the balance. If you've got an electron on one side and a nice electron-shaped hole on the other, what do you think happens? They're naturally attracted to each other. But we don't let them just bounce around until they're all settled. The construction of the solar cell itself guides them along conductive metal strips, and we get an electric current out of it. That's it. There's no moving parts, so solar panels last for decades, just letting the electrons get excited and herding them along the right pathways to make electricity. Now, if it sounds too good to be true, let's be real. There are definitely some challenges to relying entirely on solar energy. One is just how sunny it is where you want to put a panel. Access to potential solar energy is uneven, sometimes even in the same state, let alone the whole country or planet. Climate and weather patterns make a big difference, not to mention, you guessed it, nighttime. But nowadays, we've got batteries to help with that part. Another challenge is that solar panels aren't perfect at catching all the sunlight. A lot of energy is still wasted as heat. That does mean you need to line up multiple panels into an array to generate enough power for your home, your business, or a utility-scale power plant. But hey, it's way better than letting all that sunshine slap into your shingles and slow broil your attic. And it's cheaper than your current electric bill if you do it right. The bottom line is, we have the technology needed to empower ourselves with the sun. We don't need to pave the Mojave Desert and pipe the electricity across hundreds of miles. We can catch it right over our heads and use it when and where it's needed the most. We just need to work one roof at a time to get there. Think of how many homes you see without solar. Not to mention businesses, warehouses with huge parking lots. Those are future solar customers we just haven't met yet. So let's get out there and bring them some sunshine.